So I'm not gonna lie, when they initially, didn't show the Hinata resolution, I was a little salty. I was like, man, they're really gonna make us wait till the end of the episode. And then about halfway through the episode, I was like, oh, they're not gonna show it at all this episode. They're gonna make us come back the following week. But honestly, once you see who we're focusing on, we got Daemon Lord, Diablo. I mean, it's kind of alright. And they did actually show a bit with the Hinata stuff. They actually make it seem worse than it initially felt, because only holy magic can seemingly save her, and the cultist bastards came in and basically put a stop to that for now. So we still don't know her fate, but it's actually a little more spicy than we thought. I still think she pulls through, but yeah. But the stuff with Diablo was great because basically this has like Season 2 energy, but almost like it's on cruise control. Season 2, there was like this, oh my god, people are dying, oh my god, there's all this crazy stuff, and then we're pushing the shit in. This time it's like, you know that scene with Ranga hitting that fool back and forth? That's kind of what it feels like. That we're just toying with them and there's no threat outside of potentially Hinata dying right now. And this was very, very fun. I love what they did because, like, especially for those two, they're thinking that they're dealing with a primordial demon, only to have the realization that no, like, this is someone that, like, as they said, why in God's name would Rimuru name someone who has the potential of limitless power? This is absolutely unhinged, and then all I can think of is my slime sitting in big titty laps and just going with the flow. That's pretty fantastic. I have full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see my full link of thoughts. Any of these tensura episodes, it's going to be over there exclusively, so fun episode. I liked what they did in terms of showing the other sides. I was initially salty that we didn't just immediately show the Hinata stuff, but I actually kind of like the formula they did, because I think, if memory serves, what I was told last week is that the Diablo stuff would normally come before the big fight and it would just continue on after that. But I kind of like the structure and what they did, because at this point the show is bigger than just Rimuru and his moments, but of course we want to see, like, okay, you just shot a character who seemingly is going to be important longer than this, through the chest. Okay, let's try to use some magic slime potions. Potions don't work. Okay, let's try this. I'm thinking, can you like do some sewing maneuvers, like do something? And unfortunately, right now it's not looking good. There's still two of them who we don't know where they're at, because 3 jump Diablo, 2 jump Rimuru, and I think there's 2 more, so we'll see where they are. Maybe they're on, like, Ranga's side or something. Either way, like, they're trying to do 2 birds with 1 stone. Get rid of Hinata and also get rid of Demon Lord Rimuru, which, honestly, only one of those is likely to happen. But honestly, I still pull through that, you know, maybe Raphael could, like, analyze some holy magic, maybe with them we can do it for. I don't know. Really, if we just kill these 2 scumbags and then just free the person who is about to attempt to heal Hinata, that should solve that. But the star attraction of this episode was most definitely Diablo. So he comes in large and in charge. He falls down, immediately gets surrounded by about, you know, a dozen men, and just immediately strikes fear. I just have to imagine what it feels like to go through that. Must feel like insects, snakes crawling underneath your skin. The aura alone, it seems like poisonous. It's like miasma. It very much has a visually scary feeling. But I have to imagine the sensation, it has to be something like that, because pretty much everyone just passes out. One of the bandit-looking guards, which I have to say, the design for the bandits they hired was really cool. I really liked their design. Also, it's kind of practical too, because not only do they have like chains that they can wrap their enemies in, they can also electrocute them. So if it wasn't a, you know, Diablo of all characters, it would work against most people. The one dude actually stayed up for a long period of time before naturally begging for mommy, and I can't say I blame him. What was probably the most surprising thing about the whole Diablo situation was there was 2 of them, right? The one guy was basically picking up arms right away. He was throwing hands. I'm gonna get revenge. And I thought what was happening was the girl in the background was basically just like, she was waiting to see if he gets defeated, and then she's like, okay, my pathetic companion couldn't do it, I'll do it now. She runs away. At one point, she legitimately just runs away. And once again, I can't blame them. Anyone with common sense would, but it's just the fact that they make you think she's like super stoic, controlled, composed, she's got this handled, and then runs away. And I'm like, you know, as shaky as this man's voice currently is because he's getting his shit pushed in, he didn't run away. So props to him, I'll give him that. Now, it's going to be interesting because what we have started to establish is that, okay, if you forgot, Yam is supposed to be king. And if anything, I think it's very clear why the first king was king, because we're seeing what his brother's capable of, and he's an idiot. At one point, they have to drag his ass out. They're like, he's all stiff because he got passed out from Diablo. Just hilarious shit. Honestly, the fact that Diablo can jump in and there's just a shit ton of reporters, and it kind of felt like Diablo was saying, hey, take notes of if you try to mess around and find out, this is what Tempest will do to you. So it'll be interesting, because I think by the end of the first core here, we will have Yam on the throne, and at that point it'll be interesting to see where they want to take the story. In general, this season hasn't been perfect in Slime, and I think for a lot of people, season 2 will still be the peak of what the show was capable of. But I do like what we were able to accomplish after we got through those meetings, because the most interesting thing for me going forward is what it will look like with Yam on the throne, what will happen with relationships, and what type of new threats we'll try to oppose, especially with that type of power balance in our favor. But yes, the thing I'm most interested in is a conversation with Hinata and Rimuru once all of this is dealt with, because I do still think she'll make it. It's just right now it's unlikely, but you know somehow this is going to work out. It will either be we take care of these clerics, we free the person who can heal her, or Rimuru has something up his sleeve that will be able to work. Right now, she has such a resistance to magic that basically anything, even if it's like, it's supportive, her body defeats it. It thinks of it as a cancer, basically. So, it ain't looking good right now, but will it in the future? Most likely. And yes, for some people, they'll hear, okay, we've had all these meetings, and the thing you're most interested in is a meeting between these two. It's like, absolutely. Some of the meetings, I think there's about 2 episodes in this season that we could have done without. The rest, I stand by saying we need them and they're important. But yes, conversations between Hinata and Rimuru after such a misunderstanding, a manipulation, a message, I want to see what's going to happen with their relationships going forward. I equally want to see characters get bodied, whether that's Rangus smacking around fools because it's playtime, whether that's Diablo just, showing who's large and in charge and why maybe it's probably not the best idea to give someone like this a name with his unlimited potential for power, just casually saying like, yeah, it's easy to do, you just charge it up and wait 2,000 years. And I'm like, oh god, what's this guy gonna look like 5,000 years from now? Rip everyone if Rimuru still isn't around. But this was a very fun episode. Wasn't what I was expecting. I was a little salty at first, but they definitely sold me by the end, but we'll see where it goes from here. Let me know what you thought though down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon if you're interested, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shoutout. Alrighty, so today we have Harry Truscott, Furno19Z, Selkie, Pixel Caliber, Sign, and we also have Ashless. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.